BackWards Land Podcast.
Welcome to BackWards Land Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, one half of the hosts on the show. And then I have my astute colleague over here, the Manifesting Mama.
Gia B.
She had an interesting question we were talking backstage. She had the nerve to ask me if manifestation is a cult. At first I was like, man, be quiet. But then you start thinking about it and I was like, yo, maybe. Because people are making so much money also in this manifestation. It's not like a broke industry. It is a very profitable industry.
Right. I mean, or so they say that they are. But I think asking, is manifestation a cult? I don't think manifestation is a cult or a scam. Is really just understanding how you define what manifestation is for you. Because it's like, if it's something that can be a mechanism of change or a vehicle that moves things into existence, or it's the exemplification of what existence is in general, then how can that be a cult or a scam? It can't. It doesn't make sense. It's kind of like stupid. Like, this is where I get kind of real ratchet with it. Like, maybe you are just susceptible to being in a cult and you're mad about it and you're hating. Stop hating. Like, no, manifestation is not a fucking cult. You're a hater and you're jealous. You need to do some fucking shadow work. Okay, that's where I come with.
Woo! Trigger words.
Respectfully, like, maybe if you have a very strong opinion about something, it's probably because you might, I'm going to use the words that they use against them, you have an attachment to it. Just let's talk about it. Like, even just from a philosophical lens, really just analyzing the perspectives. Like, I don't even really need to have an opinion about it like that. Like, I don't. I mean, but also if I did, I would say that no, manifestation's not a cult. It's so much bigger than that. Like,
It depends on how you define it, right?
yeah.
Because I believe in manifestation. I believe that the things that I have in front of me today, the people, the things, the time, the fun, the energy, all my creations, I feel like that's all manifesting and it's all real. So it's hard for me to say that it's a cult, but it's hard for me to say that it isn't at the same time. Because I've been in those clubhouse rooms, right? And they, the stage is packed full of the same people, and then the crowd is like, the crowds are huge. And these things go on and on and on. And there's chants. There's ohms. There's very ritualistic behavior. Not saying that it's bad, but I'm saying it's kind of cultish. And then also, if you want to dig deeper and get philosophical, like, it could be a cult, but it's the whole earth is the cult. And like the beings that are outside who can't manifest, either the zodiac entities or just the entities out that are more powerful and all-knowing or whatever, that can't manifest physically on earth, use us to do it. I agree with you when it said, like, depends on how you define manifesting. Because if the idea is not coming from you and it's coming from a different entity that you manifest for them, are you manifesting for yourself still? Or is that, you don't even know if it's for the better?
It does connect to the definition of cult. I mean, it has about 7 or 8. It has 8 to 10 definitions on dictionary. And the first one's a particular system of religious worship. Presence of the Lord is
Lord.
worship.
Off the liquor I feel. Off the liquor I feel. Off the liquor I feel.
But if you go back to the 17th century, it says here that this is Latin cultus, meaning worship, which is cultish.
We also have a small group of devotees. That's powerful language.
Does it matter if you lead with fear? Like, if you're the leader of whatever, the cult?
I don't think so. I think it's really talking about the actual structure of what it is.
Right.
It's saying a group, a religion or sect, like,
And see,
members, system.
in the manifestation community, it seems very religious.
Yeah.
It's very religious. Like, it's judgmental, too. You notice, like, about weird shit.
What do you mean?
Like, expand?
Yeah.
Like, ugh, you haven't done your shadow work. That's like church behavior. That's how you snub somebody at the manifestation church.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Do you even clean your aura before you come in here?
Well, you know, it's really
You
funny.
know?
Remember that girl I was watching all the time? She
Mm-hmm.
said that in one of her podcast episodes. She was like, literally, like, if you don't meditate, like, why are you even near me?
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
yeah, you're right. So right.
And it's gotta be like
Smart.
the way, like, cause meditation come in all type of forms. You could listen to a song and get into a meditative state while you're
I
driving,
be
not
meditating
planning.
on yoga.
You
Yeah.
know? Behind
But
the scenes
seriously,
after dark.
get your Backwards Land podcast merch at ltdbx.store.
Nah, it's all type. Like you can be playing in the park, twirling around, and becoming a meditative state.
Yeah.
You can be hula hooping.
Yep.
You could be playing basketball. You could be listening to music. It's not, it depends on how you define meditation. But you will get judged for your meditation style in these manifestation communities.
Yeah. Those
You don't like candles? Ugh, that's not even meditating. No books? What? You're not chanting anything? Are you even breathing different? Yo, it's judgmental in these.
Yeah, I've definitely heard some people talk about this too, as far as like being initiated and what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do, and who's supposed to do it and who's not supposed to do it. And I wrote something on Threads. I was like, who's to say how you're supposed to call yourself and how you're not supposed to call yourself?
Right, that's a lot of rules for wanting to have a free spirit.
Exactly.
It's like, what's the difference?
Yeah. I was like, I don't
You
know.
know? And
I
everyone's an
wanna read what I
alien now.
wrote.
Everyone wants to be an alien now.
Yeah. I be going off on Threads. Like, let me tell you.
Like people act like they never see Mars Attacks. It's gag, 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 gag.
That's
You want that
hilarious.
shit?
That
They just,
movie is. I suggest
Yo.
everyone watch that. Right,
Yo.
it's mad funny. What? Where did I write that? Like, oh, okay, okay. Who's defining what for whom? Anyone can define anything for themselves as anything. Why not? Why can't I? Who won't allow me to? Who gives the permission? Okay, a whole setup for a poem and article to be continued.
who gives the permission?
Right. To define something for someone. Like, that's what I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, even like, I feel like the 3D projection of that too is like there's a whole law book, but it's up for interpretation. Exactly. Right? Like there's loopholes, there's all types of different ways to manipulate what the language means to benefit you.
Yeah.
Because we're all looking at the same book, but if you don't see the words the same, like it's different. You know what I mean? Right. So that's trippy. So like, who gives the permission? Like, right. like how if me and you read the same book and I don't see the same thing that you see, or I don't read it the same way, or maybe it comes off different to me, it triggers a different memory or a different response emotionally or whatever from me. Right. Who's to say that I'm wrong? Yeah. Who's to say that the way you received it was wrong?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, okay, if you want to take this to the streets, like if you want this to be real, like real 3D, real life, like if you want to do something at your house, like on your land or whatever, right? Or one, maybe for the liberals, like the super liberals, like housing should be for everyone. Everyone should have free housing. That's my opinion. Okay, one. Two, if you want to do something at your house, being that everyone has free housing, if you want to do something at your house, hypothetically speaking, then you just make sure that the people around you, vibe with that type of thing that you're trying to fucking do. Like, a lot of people have chickens in California. That shit's normal. You want more chickens, you want real eggs, run it. Like, do that in your community, like, so that people will be supportive of that. So ultimately, like, when you decide to do something for yourself, who gives permission for you to then do that thing after you decide to do it? It's you. And if the people around you are a reflection of you, then there shouldn't be an issue and you can just do it. So we're really just talking about doing things.
Yo, it's trippy too, because when you look at the who, like I'm stuck on the who. Like, who would that actually be? Like, from all the Earth's 5 extinctions, right? And then you had, like, reptiles forever who've been here forever, right? You know what I'm saying? Now they're huge. But they're huge. And fungus, right? They're huge. It's in the water, the reptiles. Yeah. A few of them make it on land, right? And then we show up with, and then we build on top of the Earth. Like, we leave the water. You know what I'm saying? We go to the land and, like, build. You know what I'm saying? And we're, like, walking upright and doing all this other shit, right? So out of all the things that survived on all those extinctions of Earth and all these billions of years, millions of years or whatever, who decides who's the motherfucker to tell us? Like, which one of those humans is at the top? Is it even a human or is it a reptile? We don't know about yet. Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Backwards Land podcast.
We're all screwing all together.
Visit ltdbx.store for Backwards Land merch.